So I'm just going to use a few minutes to shift a few, hopefully, I can't actually by definition, but I'd like to address a few paradigms about the Institute that was, and I had these paradigms as well, so I'm not, I fully understand why they're there. And then move into the heart of what I want to talk about, which is our big idea, which we've had now for about a year and a half and is really gathering speed. So, paradigms. So, the Institute, it's the things I get are it's UK-centric. That's the myth out there. The reality is we've got far more members outside the UK than inside the UK. We've got far more revenue streams outside the UK than in the UK. We are a professional body, we are a charity, we are a Royal Charter body, whatever all that means. So our Royal Charter says we're there to enhance the profession that we serve. And we're proud that there is really only one or two other bodies of our size in this profession around the world. So we believe that that's a great mission to be on, particularly as what we've heard this morning. We feel very privileged to be part of this great change story of the profession. And as was said by Jules, I spent my entire career in this profession in different roles, from materials management to project management to procurement and all the terminology you get as you move through. And I do believe, genuinely, having met many senior leaders over the last few years, that there is a sea change going on in what we've seen this morning. So I actually see it in actual conversations with senior people. And I do believe we're on the verge of that huge change, which brings huge challenges as well. But back to the paradigms for the Institute as well as the profession. So we're UK. People think we're UK. We're not. We happen to have an office here, offices all around the world. We're very, very determined to have and promote a global standard and a global voice for the profession, but we'll come back to that. I heard a paradigm earlier about this profession is all male. Well, it used to be when I started out 30 years ago. Actually, we've just got the facts hot off Twitter. No, not off our closed loop. Intranet. Half of our community, we have over 114, it was just email. Half our community, 114,000 around the world, is female. And actually, on the student level, more female, and particularly in China, where we have over 40,000 Chinese students doing our exams in Mandarin as we speak. That's the nature and scope of what we're involved in, but it's also reminiscent of this diversity. In the Institute, over 70% of our staff are female, and half my senior team is female, and nearly half the board is female. So I just wanted to get those little points out, that we're not anymore in that world of a very masculine, male, pale and stale that I get accused of occasionally. The other paradigm that we keep coming across is it's public sector, or it's private sector. So private sector will say you're too public sector vice versa. And we're actually very evenly split, slightly more private than public in terms of membership. So those are some of the things I just wanted to cover off at the start before I go into the profession itself. So the first slide really talks about things that we've already covered in the great, the Uberization. I feel like it's get on with it. But there's other things going on. I want to feature and focus here because we've covered the economic side quite strongly, although I do believe the impact of our profession, we underestimate it. When you look at companies now more and more outsourcing their activities. And the company I was at was just one of the earlier ones to do that. So more and more assets are not being owned, they're being outsourced. Partnerships are being evolved. That is our function, which leads to stats such as 70–80% of sales being purchase cost. That is huge for us because we're the managers of that spend. But on the side of ethics, compliance, social, which we talked about earlier, I actually think that area is becoming huge, far huger than any of us really realise because of the nature of the world we're living in and the things that are going wrong. Now, I am somewhat biased because we get a lot of adverse press when things do go wrong in terms of ethics and compliance and horrific examples that are going on around the world. But I'm going to come to the minute about what the Institute's doing about it.